Wednesday, 3:05 p.m. While waiting for their buses to arrive, some Year 9 girls from the selective school rank guys out of 10 as they pass by. As I approach them, on my way to meet my parents to buy a suit, I push my nose up with my hand so it looks like I've got a button nose. I'm sure it's my nose that stops me from scoring higher in these situations. I have been ranked as low as 2. That was devastating. After all, my eyes are quite nice, and I have these lovely long eyelashes. Every time we had visitors, Coral said, "Sandy, shut your eyes and show so-and-so your lovely long lashes." I received a lot of praise, but I don't remember what anyone looks like. In my heart, I know I'm a 5. As I pass them, I pretend to be deep in thought, so there's a reason to have my hand pressing up against my nose. 4. Oh well, could have been worse. I wait in front of David Jones, near where the Norfolks stand every Thursday night. Every late night shopping, the Norfolks leave salt in their hair so it forms little ringlets, wear wetsuits, and stand where I'm standing now. I'd love to stand exactly where they stand, but I can't. Dad arrives just after me. He's awkward when he's out of his office during office hours. "Strike much traffic?" I say. "Not much," he says. "Where'd you park?" I say. "Town hall," he says. "Many spots?" "Nah, had to go round twice." In contrast to Dad, my mother's chat is a continuous stream of instructions ballooning out in front of us like a giant spinnaker. 3:30 p.m. My mother finds a twig-like shop assistant and tells her we're after a mod-looking suit at a reasonable price. I'd settle for a tube skirt if it meant I could go home. I reluctantly try on a double-breasted suit. The size 38 pants are way too long in the leg. Perhaps all size 38 men in our area are professional basketballers. As I parade suit after suit, my father tells the twig-like assistant it'll be hard to get a suit to fit because of his swimmer's chest, which leads him on to a list of my best times for the various strokes: 26 for the 50 freestyle, 28 for butterfly, almost breaking 30 for backstroke, aren't you? I haven't swum for 6 years, and these times are faster than I've ever swum before. I suppose he's just proud of me. The twig assistant glances at me from time to time. She doesn't actually say, "Poor sap," but I know what she's thinking. 4:15 p.m. Mum, Dad and I go to a small tailor's shop in a lane off the main street where my father gets his suits made. There's a second-hand bookshop, a tobacconist, a ladies' fashion house, and a barber in the same block. Whether it's the position of the afternoon sun or the shadows created by the awnings, I swear the street is bathed in sepia light. I'm sure if we stand here long enough, a boy with rickets will be along selling rabbits from a wheelbarrow. It's dark inside the tailor's shop. The stained wood and curved windows conjure up images of the Depression years. I feel like every son who's ever been fitted for a suit as I stand near the counter with my parents proudly looking on. A tall, thin man called Johnny attends to me. He seems to know my father well. They laugh like dirty old men at things my mother and I don't find funny at all. Johnny also eats a cheese sandwich while he measures me. He speaks with his mouth full. Partly chewed cheese and bread roll around his mouth like extroverted children at playgroup. As Johnny talks me through the different styles of suit that flatter square-shaped men, he tells me about myself. "I believe a cracker went off in your eye when you were 12 and you were temporarily blinded, and in the panic you ran into a clothesline and split your head open. According to Dad, though, you didn't cry." It's like I'm on This Is Your Life. I fully expect to hear, "And you may recognise this voice. There's some permanent damage in the right eye. Yes, it's Dr. Bowen, the eye specialist who attended to you on that traumatic night." I eventually find a tan suit that feels okay, but it's hard to tell how it looks because Johnny's change room is so small. I keep fogging the mirror every time I exhale. I guess today's men are slightly bigger than they were when Johnny's ancestors built this change room. Nevertheless, the suit fits. Tan is a good colour for my eyes, and so we take it. When my mother finally says, "You carry your bag now, Sandy," as if I'm a dog that's been told to carry a dead game bird, you'd think my suit ordeal is over. Oh no, there's more. Much, much more. We leave Johnny trapped in 1926 and return to the present. As we walk up the mall, I stay 2 metres behind my parents, so if we meet someone, they won't know we're related. Please don't let me see anyone I know, not while I'm with my parents, not while I'm carrying this big red bag with Johnny written on the side. I'll believe in you, God. Call it fate, call it destiny, call it kismet, call it the devil's work, but sure enough, Sandy! It's good old Brainiac. His head is like a big bright red target sticking out of a beaten-up car as it drifts by on the peak hour tide. "What's in the big red bag, Sandman?" he yells. "Who's your friend, darling?" says my mother, misinterpreting Brainiac's gusto for affection. I think to myself, hang on, Mum, wait till he's finished before jumping to any conclusions. "Sandy takes it up the arse, doo-dah, doo-dah." There is no God.